Trump's cleaning up 4 years of Biden messes in 4 weeks. Joe tried banning plastic straws. Now Trump's bringing them back. Even Democrats are happy.
Okay, he's right on this one. He is right on this one. Those straws are f***ing terrible. Objectively terrible. I'm supposed to have some weird tissue paper dissolve in my mouth just because turtles can't figure out straws aren't food? No. Don't eat the tubes, you stupid turtles.
And if you like his regulations on straws, wait till you hear this. Trump's killing Biden's annoying regulations on showers, washing machines, and dishwashers. Let the water flow. And let there be light. Incandescent light bulbs are back. Now we can all go back to looking like sexy movie stars. Trump spends a lot of his day just reversing Biden policies. Joe changed the name of Fort Bragg, so Trump sent in Hegseth.
There it is. Pursuant to the authority of the Secretary of Defense, Title 10, United States Code, Section 113, I direct the Army to change the name of Fort Liberty, North Carolina, to Fort Bragg, North Carolina. That's right, Bragg is back.
We haven't seen a guy like Hegseth run the Pentagon in a while. He's still on the Fox and Friends schedule, waking up at the crack of dawn to work out with the troops.
It's not that long ago that I was right there with them. I probably, no offense, General, I probably connect more with those guys than I do with four-star generals. But now I get the chance of working with four stars and others who are committed to the troops. But when I can get down, do push-ups and deadlifts with the troops, and just hear from them, what's working, what isn't, how do you see your mission set? I love that. So there was never a doubt, even though we got in at 2 a.m, that we were getting up a couple hours later to go do PT. It's a reminder that you guys, the press in Washington, might think I'm young, but in military terms, I'm old. And that showed this morning with these young guys who ran circles around me in that parking lot.
Lloyd Austin walks around with a mask and a face shield. Pete Hegseth deadlifts with the rank and file. This administration's young, sharp, and fast. From the top to the bottom, they're about action. Vice President Vance is in Europe. He met with French President Macron and Indian Prime Minister Modi. Vance went to tell the world that when it comes to AI, it's America first. And he sounds a lot different than our last AI czar.
The U.S. possesses all components across the full AI stack, including advanced semiconductor design, frontier algorithms, and, of course, transformational applications.
AI is kind of a fancy thing. First of all, it's 2 letters. It means artificial intelligence.
AI makes a lot of people nervous. Nobody wants to lose their job to a supercomputer. JD's telling us he understands AI and won't let it be used against us. That's all we want from the government. Let us know you have things under control, don't steal our money, and then leave us alone. And please don't speak to us like children. Missouri Senator Josh Hawley is here. All right, so Pete Hegseth working out with the soldiers, a lot different than Lloyd Austin. What kind of message does that send?
Well, I think it sends a message that we finally have an administration that is ready to work, that can do the job, and that understands what the American people sent him there to do. I look at what Trump has done, Jesse, in his first 3 weeks. He is eliminating the corruption, and he is exposing the propaganda. And you look at what Joe Biden used this government to do. Corruption, corruption, corruption. Those USAID dollars flowing to everything America is against. Trans comic books in Peru, trans operas in Colombia, undermining U.S. interests, and then the propaganda that Joe Biden pushed using our tax money, and Trump is just uprooting it. It is amazing to see. He's giving this country back to the American people. It's what he ran on, Jesse, and he's doing it.
Yeah, he's doing everything that Biden didn't do or just reversing it, and he's never been more popular. That tells you pretty much everything you need to know about Joe Biden. You could also see the difference in the vice presidential people. I mean, I don't think Kamala knew what AI was. And Vance goes over to Europe and explains the U.S. policy. That's the kind of leadership we expect, but we weren't getting it. Why not?
Well, because, listen, you had in the last administration and Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, people who just weren't up to the job. I mean, Joe Biden, the guy was barely sentient. Kamala Harris, she can't put a sentence together. They embarrassed us overseas time and time again, and you know that they weren't respected. Look at what happened in Ukraine. Putin goes into Ukraine. Why? Because he doesn't respect Joe Biden. You look at what China did. They walked all over us, cheated on trade. Look at what Mexico did under Joe Biden. Took away even more of our auto jobs. Nobody respected us because nobody respected them. But now you got a president in Donald Trump who reflects the strength of the American people, and he's saying, we're not going to be pushed around anymore. America is back. We know what we're doing. We're going to lead the world, and we're not going to be pushed around. And Jesse, I love it. I think the American people love it. They're ready for a strong leader, somebody who's going to stand up for the United States of America.
And that United States might include Greenland very soon. So let's all get ready for that. Thank you so much, Senator. Good to see you.
Thank you.